Ruse Radio. And honestly, I respected that. Like, I wasn't even doing it for the reward necessarily. I appreciate when people do those kinds of things because to me, it's like giving back to a community through engagement. You know, it's encouraging it in a way that's actually encouraging rather than just saying, you know, hey, watch my stuff. Please.
Yeah, it does a lot more than even like a money investment, you know? Just to have people actually like invest like attention
for sure,
or like time or like interest. Like I can make money, you know. I know how to get a bag, but like I can't make people like pay attention to something or be interested in it, or like I can't be someone else showing another person my music. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Rather than self-promotion, to have like a cosign from another artist or a, you know, just someone who enjoys music is like invaluable to me.
Yeah, I mean, I always say that, you know, I had a great conversation with my last podcast with Cam Lapine. I'll shout out that guy because I think his mentality towards music, I really respect it. You know, he'll straight up say it doesn't matter to him if, you know, a bunch of people buy. He's like, to him, it's not about selling his music. It's about, you know, just making something that's like for his mental health, but also that people can connect to. At least that's how I interpret it. And I think that's, you know, I always say that art is not about the artist. It's about the conversation within oneself while they view the art. And, you know, that is really where a lot of the magic happens because that's where the art gains value, is within that interpretation. So for me, I never try to lose myself in the monetary, and I try to stay inside of that.
I mean, like, it's very nice, like, to think of, you know, you see people making it off music and having enough money so they don't have to work a lame job and be comfortable and whatnot. But the comfort and the time is what I really value. It's not that I really value the money. I value the comfort, not worrying about finances, not, you know, having that feeling of like, oh, I'm on my last dollar again.
Right.
Or my account's going to overdraft or whatever. It's really about the comfort. The money as a status symbol is like totally worthless. It's just about, I mean, there is something to be said about like, wow, I can earn this thing that I need to live based on my creativity, which is cool, but it's just not about the numbers really. It's more about like proving to yourself that you can make a living off of your art, which is something that, you know, it's a trope. It's been said over and over, but like, you can't do that. You're not supposed to do that, you know?
What do you think makes you feel that way? What makes you compelled to say that?
I just think it's like a trope. People are always talking about how, well, a lot of artists talk about how like you know, you got to fight against it. All these people saying this, that you can't make a living off music or make a living off art. You got to have a real job and all this and that. Which, I mean, I don't really know other people's scenarios. I don't have a lot of people in my life telling me that. Anybody really. I mean, I don't think I consider them a friend if anybody talked to me like that. But like, it'd be really weird. I was like, yeah, my best friend's always telling me I'm not gonna make it. It's really weird.
Dude,
no,
I've had like the vibe at least, like, oh, these guys probably don't actually care.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you
you
a
get
rapper?
used to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like for me, it's like, let me think here. There's two things. The first thing I want to say is when I get that vibe from somebody, I get like a competitive thing. Maybe it's just like the way that my brain is. Like, I'm just like, oh, well, whatever. I'll prove you wrong. I'll be awesome.
It so drives me. It is the fuel.
Yeah. It is the fuel. I like that adversity in the sense that I would rather deal with the adversity and try to overcome it than just have this general sense of like, oh, it doesn't even matter, like whether or not I overcome these obstacles, because I can prove them wrong, and I know I can. But the other thing is like, I always say, it doesn't matter to me if I have two people that listen to my song or 200 people that listen to my song, as long as I changed like one person's experience, I should say. You know, like if you feel genuinely affected by something that I said or did, I think that's like where all the value lies. And I could care less whether or not I make something that's commercially valuable, as long as it's something that resonates with someone on an emotional level.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of where
It's
I've
funny,
always...
as like a, I guess there's like underground and there's like super underground.
Yeah.
It's like I would consider myself super underground at the moment. It's funny looking at like a Spotify Wrapped or something. Which when I check my DistroKid, Spotify's about half the audience and then the other half's on Apple Music, and then a few other people are listening on like YouTube and Tidal and whatever. But when the numbers might look small, like, you know, something like, you know, maybe a song only gets like 250 streams, but picture 250 people in one room jamming out to that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, our idea of what is a lot is so skewed, because it's just like we compare to like other big artists and whatnot, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you could these people took the time out to listen to this. They could listen to anything. They could be listening to, you know, radio top 40, whatever, but they decided to go listen to what we made. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool to me. Like, I had a buddy in the UK who I just like met on the internet. Their top song of the year was my single Fish to Fry.
Wow. Really?
Like,
shout out buddy in the UK.
Shouts out to them.
Shouts out to them.
I hope I'm not confusing them with, I've got a friend in a few states away who also had one of my songs like way up in their top listened, and I was like mind blown. I thought it was so cool. A lot of people have told me also they love Shoot off of Finsta that we did.
Yeah.
Which we definitely got to talk about.
Shoot me down. Oh, we'll go through Finsta. We'll go through it.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs a proper, you know, we haven't even really addressed it. It definitely needs that. But yeah, I want to say I think it's kind of funny because I somehow managed to always mention Jeff Sky in my podcasts. It's kind of funny. But
mention what?
Bring Jeff Sky, the rapper. I bring him up all the time, and I'm gonna bring him up again because it's related to what you're talking about. I saw him post on Facebook just recently that he was like in like, I can't remember the number, but it was like a decent amount of people's top listened to artists of the year, and it was a decent number, you know. And so I think stuff like that it really puts into perspective like what you're saying. Like, what does it even matter? Like, we're talking about these are the top listened to. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not popular to those people. That is like they're one of their top artists. Like, that's really what that is, and that's how valuable. And I think like it's so cool when you really realize the amount of value that there is within your art. Because, you know, I don't know. I experienced a lot of anxiety. I experienced a lot of, you know, like self-doubt. And so I'll put something out and I just kind of, you know, I like I said, I'm competitive. I know it's good, but I don't actually expect anything to come of it because whatever. But, you know, then when I get an actual response and people are like, whoa, bro, this fire, anything at all, I'm just like, I get excited.
Yeah, me too. Like, I've been trying to post little like beat snippets on Instagram. And I just like I get such a super dose of dopamine when people are like, "This is crazy fire!" Like, "Holy shit, you made this!"
Yeah,
and it's just like
it really is so cool when people, you know, it makes you realize like you look at yourself in such a way, and it's so hard to break out of that vision, and no one else can truly perceive you beyond anything that you present to them. And so when you go out and you create a piece of art that is truly cohesive and demonstrates some kind of idea that represents you, you know, I've said this quote a couple times, but it really resonated with me. It was on a podcast, and I wish I could remember the people that said it, but it was saying that in music, the best communicators are the people with the best, like, I'm going to mess the quote up even more than every other time I've said it. It's like the telephone game. But the best communicators are the best people with, like, you know, they're the most in touch with themselves rather than having some sense of achievement. Because in life, you're taught you need to get all these accomplishments and achieve all these things. Whereas in music, it's like what we're saying. You can resonate with people just by being in touch with yourself and being able to come across in that genuine way. I you know, it speaks to people in such a way that you could never even understand, you know?